Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Superman non-spoiler review. This movie is directed and written by James Gunn, starring David Corenswet, Superman, Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult, Lex Luthor, Isabella Merced, Hawkgirl, Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner, Eddie Gathegi, Mr. Terrific, Skylar Gisondo, Jimmy Olsen, Anthony Carrigan, Metamorpho. Release date, July 11, 2025. Superman is not just a reboot, it's a foundational pillar for James Gunn's new DC universe, kicking off Chapter 1 with a clean slate and a clear vision. What makes this Superman different isn't just the cape or the casting, it's the spirit of the character. This version of Clark Kent is young, grounded, and idealistic. He's still learning to balance the alien and the human within himself, and the film leans heavily into that internal conflict, making for a more emotionally driven story than previous entries. Unlike Man of Steel's gritty realism or Superman Returns' nostalgic detour, this film attempts to capture the timeless heart of Superman, with a much closer story to the source materials, in a modern world. Tone and direction. James Gunn's direction leans into hope, warmth, and human connection, but not without stakes. This is a Superman film that balances idealism with real-world complexity. There are serious moments, existential questions, and big themes. What does it mean to be good in a world that isn't? Can one person change anything, or everything? The tone rides a line between lighthearted character moments and mythic grandeur. If you're a fan of Gunn's work on Guardians of the Galaxy or the Suicide Squad, expect a similar rhythm. Humor, emotion, and spectacle working together, not against each other. Visually, Gunn leans into comic book vibrancy. No more washed-out palettes. Metropolis glows, the skies are vast and blue, and Superman's costume pops with primary colors that feel classic and modern all at once. It's the closest Superman movie to the comic book source as we have seen on the big screen. Performances and characters. David Corenswet, Clark Kent, Superman. Corenswet brings an old-school Superman charm with a modern emotional range. He's believable as both the awkward, humble farm boy from Smallville and the confident symbol of hope flying above the skyline. We have praised his understated strength, noting that he doesn't force gravitas, he embodies it. His Superman isn't haunted or brooding but thoughtful and emotionally open, which adds refreshing vulnerability to the role. Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane. Lois is a standout. Brosnahan delivers a Lois who is intelligent, fierce, witty, and full of emotional complexity. Her chemistry with Corenswet is magnetic, and her version of Lois feels lived in. This isn't a damsel in distress but a driving force of the story. Nicholas Hoult. Lex Luthor Hoult's Lex is different from past portrayals. He's not just a rich egomaniac, he's a calculated, dangerous ideologue who genuinely believes the world would be better without Superman. Some early reviews say his performance borders on theatrical at times, but we argue that his energy adds to Lex's intellectual madness. Expect more cerebral warfare than brute villainy. We see his performance as close to source material as possible. Supporting heroes. The inclusion of characters like Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner could have easily made the film feel overstuffed, but Gunn manages to weave them in without making it feel like setup for sequels. These characters add texture to the larger world, showing that Superman isn't the only meta-human out there, but he's the one the world looks to when it matters most. Last but not least, Krypto. Superman's loyal canine that is very mischievous and not such a good dog. Loved every scene with this mostly CGI dog, this being the first cinematic appearance of Superman's dog. The movie shows the love and companionship of Krypto in Superman's life, even in the popular scene where Krypto comes to the rescue and also fights along Superman. One of the film's biggest successes is how it grounds Superman's story in a wider, lived-in DC universe. You feel like there's a bigger world beyond the frame. Other heroes, political tensions, alien threats, and ethical dilemmas. Yet even with those larger pieces in play, the focus always comes back to Clark's dual identity, how he interacts with humanity, how he hides in plain sight, and how being different makes him more determined to do good. The Daily Planet newsroom is brought to life in classic screwball fashion. It's fast, chaotic, and full of life. Jimmy Olsen adds levity, and the newsroom scenes are some of the most character-rich in the film. Visual effects and cinematography. The visual effects are praised for their elegance and restraint. The flight scenes in particular are stunning. Gunn treats Superman's powers with a sense of awe, emphasizing speed, weightlessness, and scale. The climactic sequences feature some of the most ambitious superhero set pieces in years, and Gunn doesn't shy away from spectacle with emotional stakes. While a few early viewers noted that some VFX elements seemed unfinished, especially certain alien sequences, we agree that the film is visually immersive and rewarding, especially in IMAX. The musical score blends nostalgia and modernity. It pays subtle homage to John Williams' iconic Superman theme while introducing new motifs that match Gunn's emotional beats. The score swells when it needs to, but it also knows when to pull back and let character and silence carry the scene. Themes: alienation and belonging. Superman doesn't fully belong to Earth or Krypton, and that duality fuels many of the film's best emotional beats. Moral courage. The idea of doing the right thing, even when no one sees, even when it's hard, is central to Clark's journey. Power and accountability. The question isn't what Superman can do, but what he should do. Gunn explores that tension with nuance. Final verdict. James Gunn's Superman is a welcome return to form for the Man of Steel, one that leans into heart, character, and hope without sacrificing scale, excitement, or spectacle. It's a film that understands why Superman matters, and why the world still needs a hero who leads by example, not fear. Whether you're a lifelong DC fan or someone new to the Cape, this is a bold, beautiful beginning to a new era of superhero storytelling. In our opinion, it's the closest take to the source material than previous Superman films. We give it an 8.5 out of 10, a soaring, emotionally grounded, and visually arresting reboot. A hopeful tone and a strong lead performance make Superman one of the year's most anticipated and satisfying blockbusters. We look forward in knowing if you all love or hate this movie. We will see this movie again and again. James Gunn really started on the right foot. Well, this is our movie review on the Superman reboot. We hope you enjoy this movie like we did. Please leave a comment if you love or did not like this movie. We would love to know. As always, if you enjoyed the review, please give a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more movie reviews and other content that we have available for your enjoyment. Hope you all have a great time at the movies. Thank you and have a great day.